Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right.
Well, folks, welcome to one more edition of Politics Done Right. This is Egberto Willies, your host. Thank you so kindly for being here. We are going to have a great show for you today. Voice a little bit better today, but we're still under that husky, hoarse voice. One lady told me this on this morning's show. She thought it was sexy. So should I keep the sexy voice? I don't know. I'm going to get like Trump. I don't know. They tell me. Anyway, how are my peeps doing? I trust that my peeps are doing just fine. I am trying. I'm trying to get located here on my Substack, and I can't find it. Are you guys on Substack? Can you reach me on Substack? Anyhow, let's get busy. Welcome aboard. First person in the house today was Patrick Magner. Beat out everybody. Meow, he says. AVQ came in a quick second. He says, seems my week is getting worse. Listening from AFK. What's wrong, Michael? Michael, what's wrong? We are here for you, brother. Okay, who else we've got here? Patrick is from Houston, Texas. Michael is from Brooklyn, New York. Lady Bearcat is from Austin, Texas. Joanne is from Los Angeles, California. And Yvette Avery Herod from Atlanta, Georgia. Melanie Keelan from Barcelona, Spain. Paul Fleming from Powder Springs, Georgia. Eric Hayes from Kingwood, Atascocita. And before I forget, HPJC is having a big function this weekend, and I'm introducing Al Green, Representative Al Green. So once again, Ask Egberto is out. We'll try for the week after. But hold 1 second. But, it continues. All right, let's see who else we have here. Para ver. I'm scrolling down. Jay Ray says, roaring, and we're roaring with you, Jay. Lee Grant is in the house. He says, hey, y'all, good to see Wisconsin supporting voter ID. I don't have a problem with voter ID if it is actually accurate. But here is the problem. You guys are crazy. Undocumented immigrants do not want to vote. You know why? They don't want to vote because it gives them a higher risk of getting caught. But you guys don't realize that voter ID thing has nothing to do with voter security. It's a very racist method. That's what it is. And all of you who are falling for it are falling for a racist adage. And I mean, a lot of you are ignorant to what's happening, but that is what it is. Okay? Patrick, it is for everyone. Absolutely. If you want to come, drop me a line and I'll send you the link. Carl Cox, welcome aboard. Let's see. I think Carl Cox is from Georgia as well. I don't remember the city. Who else have we got here? All right, great. Anyway, folks, I need to find out why I can't reach us on this thing here. I want to reach us on. Let's see if I can get it now. And I still can't get it. I think that's a problem with the thing. I'm going to reboot it. Anyway, folks. I have several videos, 2 videos for you. the first one. But before I do any videos, anybody wants to call in to start the show, 281-823-7747. Vivi Valentine says, Egberto, your voice and throat. I know. But you know what? We fight through it, Vivi. Vivi, where are you from? Let me hear it. Where are you from? All right, let's see what else we got here. Uh, okay. All right, let's talk about Wisconsin. I was so proud of Wisconsin, not just for the win, but how big the win was. What it proved is that Wisconsin could not be bought. We have the cultural Republicans that would vote Republican even if the Republicans were skinning them alive. There are those Republicans that would vote that way. And then there are the Republicans who joined with Democrats and independents to do the right thing. Thank you guys. All right. Ray Brackens, my brother, how are you doing? I know you've got to be happy about the election.
Yes, sir. Yeah. First, I just want to say to you, Egberto, thank you.
Brother,
Oh,
I just merged another
yeah.
call.
Sorry.
Hello there.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hello there,
Go ahead.
brother Roberto.
Hey, hold on a second, my dear
Yeah.
brother Harry. We got Ray with the
Okay.
floor.
Okay.
Come on in, Ray.
Okay. Let Ray talk. Let Ray talk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And hello, brother Harry. Yeah,
Hello,
Egberto, I
Ray.
just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for toughing through these few days. I know it's been rough for you with your voice, but that booming, strong Panamanian drawl will not be denied, and we appreciate you for pushing through because I don't think a lesser man would do that. So
I
whatever you're
love you,
going
brother.
through, I'm glad you're on the tail end. Nah, I love you for real, bro, because you do this and you do it out of love. And I know it'd be some days you probably could. I just don't see you not, you know, if you didn't come through and you had to take some time away, we understand, but you didn't. So
No, wait. Look,
I just wanted to say
it,
that because
I love you and I appreciate that. Let me tell you something, okay? And I want everybody listening to hear this. I feel a distinct responsibility for what I do. I honestly do. There are folks who get up in the mornings and they expect a live program, and it's a part of their day. And as long as I can do that, it's my responsibility. Continue, my brother.
yes, sir. And like I said, we love you for it, and just keep on pushing through. I know you're doing what you got to do to get over it. Now to this election. So the muskrat was denied access to our judicial process. And I want to say thank you to the people of Wisconsin. If any of them are listening, y'all did me proud. I also want to shout out to our dear brother, Senator Cory Booker, for doing a good old fashioned Mr. Smith goes to Washington style filibuster and doing something for a change. That's what we want from the Democrats. Al Green started something, and hopefully it's going to just snowball. You know,
You know,
Jasmine Crockett, she's been on the scene. I'm not even going to not
yeah.
say her name, but you know.
Hey, let me tell you, I forgot to tell you this, and I probably should send you guys that are here in Houston that invitation to come out to our mixer on Saturday. I know a lot of you are going to the protest on Saturday. I am going to try to get out there depending on how I feel in an open environment. I want to make sure that all is okay first. But we are having a mixer of various activist groups, whoever want to come, and independent activists. And I am, drop me a line, both you and Magner, because I know you guys are here in Houston. Would like to send you the link to where we are at, etc. By the way, it's the same place that you came to the last time. Uh, do you remember the last time you
You
came
know,
out there?
Egberto, I think,
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken, I think Top might be scheduled to come
they
out to
will
that
be there.
event, and if
Yes,
I
they are.
so I think I'll be there with them if anything, and I'd be glad to see you there. It worked
Excellent.
out perfectly.
Yeah, because I'll be there. I'm supposed to introduce Al Green, so we'll be the honorable representative Al Green. Sometimes I have to remember when I'm on air to say that. Yeah, but that so we'll be
Yes,
having a
sir.
good time. We'll be having a good time. But thank you, Ray. Let's give Harry a chance to talk, and then we'll go ahead with the first video. Okay?
All right. Take care, brother Harry. I'll be listening.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, you
Harry,
too,
talk
Ray.
to me. Talk to me, Harry.
Yes. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Amen to everything that Ray said. Shout out to Al Green. Shout out to Cory Booker. I didn't mention that this morning. Other callers did too. But I'm glad, and I heard a piece of it a little while ago on NPR of his speech, and I'm glad he did that. You know, we have to keep our entitlements. We got to keep the New Deal intact. We have to fight these people because they just want to destroy that with their Project 2025. And the other thing I didn't mention this morning about what's her name? Crawford,
Right. Susan
uh,
Crawford.
this guy, Susan Crawford. I didn't mention this. Yeah, labor relations. She was for that, and she is for Planned Parenthood. For unions. All those things that help Americans, and that Brad Schimmel is against all of that. So thank God that he lost, and the people of Wisconsin spoke loud and clear. You're not going to destroy the New Deal. This election cannot be bought by Elon Musk to destroy the New Deal, and so that you guys could spend 800. You guys could try to vote on it. You can vote on it. Hopefully, they'll kill it in the Senate. You want to vote on 880,000. They did that in the House. 880,000 to destroy Social Security, to destroy, as we know it, to destroy Medicare and Medicaid. All that falls under that. And you better just keep on doing what you're doing. AOC, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. Everybody's got to speak out and push back against this. You're
Thank
not
you,
going to
brother.
destroy our democracy. You're
Thank you,
not
brother.
going to, you're just not going to hurt us. And I'm
Hey,
looking
Harry,
forward to these two videos
uh,
that
we're
you're
going to do it
going to
right.
play
We're
on
going
the
to do
show.
it right now, Harry. We're going to do it right now, Harry. I
Right.
appreciate you.
And
You
continue
take
to do
care.
what you got to do to take care.
We,
Right.
yes,
Take
sir.
care
We'll
of
talk.
your voice.
All right.
All the things that you're doing, everybody's offering you. And your voice is sounding a little bit better. Hopefully you
Yeah,
get your
it's getting
pipes
better.
back full. All
All
right.
right.
I'll listen.
Take care. All right. I just cut Harry. Harry, here comes the first video. Trump. I want this one has to do with the filibuster. I don't think it got a lot of coverage, but this is the most important segment in my humble opinion, and I want you guys to tell me what you think about it. Cory Booker did something that very few, very few senators ever do, and that is to have a stand-up filibuster where they continuously talk hour after hour. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do because you cannot take bathroom breaks. You cannot do any of that, but you just keep talking. Now, Ted Cruz, a few years ago, he attempted to do it. I think he lasted 14 hours, but his filibuster was childish. It gave very little knowledge. He read out of baby books. He did a whole lot of junk in that filibuster. But if you took a look at what Cory Booker did, 25 hours of not only substantive material, but 25 hours of engaging people that were constantly trying to reach Booker. They sent him emails, voicemails, email, letter text. They were engaged in what this guy was saying. I know there are many out there that think of Booker as too establishment, but here's the reality: a task of holding down the floor for 25 hours, more so than any other senator. In fact, he surpassed Strom Thurmond, who did it to stop the civil rights bill, but instead he did it to make it better for most Americans. I want you to listen to this particular segment because this segment says more than anything else about where we are. And then we'll take it on the other side.
Kayanan Spooner from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, who writes me. My name is Kayana Spooner, and I live in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. I'm 63 years old. My husband, Joe, and I have 5 children and 3 grandchildren and live a wonderful life as our family is growing. God bless you and your family. We owned businesses and worked to contribute Social Security for ourselves and our employees. We did all the things we could do to secure our future and contribute to the larger community of those in need. We felt that we're living the American dream until one day in 2012, I know this personally with my dad, I feel for you, Ms. Spooner. Until one day in 2012, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a degenerative brain disease that progresses over time. Sorry, I'm thinking about my dad. It is unrelenting and affects motor and nerve processes. Loss of benefits will have a direct and daily effect on me and my family as we navigate the medical needs we will be facing. I will need progressive and comprehensive care as I age. I will need medication every single day of my life, and I will need the security of a generous society to care for me. Millions of others join me there. Please, Senator Booker, please protect my Social Security. I just thank God that my mom had the resources to take care of my dad. And I watched that degenerative disease take from his life for 20 years and how much it cost, the thousands of dollars it cost my mom to take care of him. I know my friend Andy Kim, who's in the Senate right now, is facing health challenges with his father. I know so many people personally whose parents have Alzheimer's. I know so many Americans who are not powerful, they're not rich. I know so many Americans who live in fear every day that one little thing will happen to them that will destabilize their financial well-being. And now those millions of Americans, because of a president and a man named Musk, are driving fear into them, are whacking away the people that answer phones, are firing the people in an agency that already was struggling with wait times, that already was struggling with slow response times. These people who are hanging on by a thread in their lives are facing the people they love the most, who are struggling with the diseases that so many of us in this body have been affected by. They are now worried. They're writing me letters with words like fear and terror. They're talking about staying up at night and not being able to sleep because they don't have a president that comforts them. They have a president that talks down to them, that lies about the services that they rely on. What is this? It is not normal. It is not normal. This is America. How can the most powerful people in our land not comfort others, not tell them they have nothing to fear but fear itself, not tell them to have malice towards none but have charity towards all? What kind of man is in our White House that makes fun of the disabled, who lies so much that the fact checkers lose count, that minimizes the pain and the suffering, where you have cabinet secretaries that are billionaires themselves that say, if my mom misses a Social Security check, but if somebody else complains about it, they're probably a fraudster. These people are not fraudsters. They're hurting. They're afraid. They're worried. For God's sake, this is America. Every one of our founders' documents is riddled with words that speak of our commitment to each other. Yeah, they were imperfect geniuses, but they were people that aspired to virtue. They read the greatest philosophers of their times. They said, what does it mean to be good to one another? What does it mean to create a society that is not run by despots and dictators who are so disconnected, who talk down, let them eat cake? They dreamed of a different country than this, folks. They dreamed of a different country than this. They dreamed of a country that stood for not just get all I can for me, the biggest tax cuts possible to the wealthiest people. They dreamed of a nation where any child born in any circumstance from any place could grow up and have their American dream. And God, it gut wrenches me when I hear people not as privileged as me, and I'm not Musk and Doge, but my mom had the resources and the family to support her as she watched my dad die of Parkinson's disease. But this person's writing in, she herself has Parkinson's. She underlines and bolds the part of her letter. She says, and I'll read it again because Spooner, I want you from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, to know you are seen, to know you are heard, that know that maybe the president will talk down and cut and malign your only paycheck, your only hope, but I won't. I won't. I see you. I feel you. You can't lead the people if you can't love the people. And I'm sorry, our president is not showing that. He may be saying those words. She writes, with Parkinson's, I still remember my dad telling me he had it. She writes that it is unrelenting Parkinson's and affects my motor and nerve processes. Loss of benefits will have a direct and daily effect on me and my family as we navigate the medical needs we are going to be facing. I will need progressive and comprehensive care as I age. I will need medication every single day of my life. I know this. I know you will. I know you will. I will need the security of a generous society to care for me, a generous society to do the basic for families in this kind of struggle. Millions of others join me there. Protect my Social Security, Senator Booker. I tell you, I am going to fight for your Social Security. I'm going to fight to protect the agency. I'm going to fight against unnecessary cuts that hurt the service it gives. And today into tomorrow, I'm going to stand as long as I can. As long as I can, I'm going to stand and read stories like this because you are seen, you are heard. Your voices are more important than any of the 100 of us.
Now, if you take a listen to that message that Cory gave is not a left or right message. It's not a Democratic, Republican, a libertarian message. It is an American message, something that affects us all. Now think about this. Imagine if the media spent more attention on the substantive nature of this filibuster compared to the junk that we heard all day yesterday with the childish behavior of Trump, with the treasonous behavior of his defense secretary. I mean, it is a cast of incompetence that we have in the White House. And to think that enough Americans voted for that and put our country in danger, folks, we got a lot of work to do. But you know what? That work has started.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that.
And yes, that work has started. Folks, for some reason, it seems like our software did not, well, according to the software here, we are connected to, oh, well, now Substack says, yeah, according to this, it says we're connected to Substack, or we're streaming to Substack, but Substack must be overfilled or something because we don't see it appear on the Substack main menu. So there's something happening there. We'll try to figure that out. Anyhow, so you can always listen to us where you're listening to us right now. Anyway, what you think about that one segment? And remember, this went on for 25 plus hours, much more, 40 minutes more than from the racist Strom Thurmond, who was simply trying to stop the civil rights bill from going through. I want you to think about that. Strom Thurmond had enough hate in him to filibuster, to put down people. Strom Thurmond, even as he raped a black woman who had a daughter for him, and people will say, well, it was consensual. Come on now. Because while Strom Thurmond was trying to keep the races apart, he was doing his maid or somebody else. He was going into Congress with a filibuster, a dishonorable filibuster. And here we have Cory Booker, a filibuster on inclusivity, a filibuster on equity, a filibuster on inclusion, a filibuster on diversity. Get it? But you guys, some of you can't see it. You've been conned by your own party. All right, just in. Paul Fleming says 470 measles cases in Texas and New Mexico. We're not dealing with isolated events anymore. This is a regional surge. A vaccine preventable disease is exploding across 2 states, while public health agencies offer press quotes instead of emergency declarations. It's funny. The repeat of the pandemic is upon us. I want you guys to think about that. The repeat of the pandemic is upon us. We need serious people in office. And what we've got are boys populating the office. E2247 says, call 202-224-3121, then ask for your own senator. And when staff answers, thank the senator for speaking on the floor as a way of supporting Booker. Brother E2247, thank you. Joanna says that our brother spoke as the mother tree, and I must agree. All right, what else have we got here? Stagan Bugenkirk says Cory Booker's diapers must have been full. You know, I hate to say that, Stagan, but Stagan, I thought the same thing too. Because when our girl did it here in Texas, what's her name? She did it for abortion. I think she wore a catheter. What's her name? I can't remember her name right now, but she actually wore a catheter. Let's see what else we have here. But no, what Cory Booker did was so good, and for a good reason. For a good reason. Okay, let's see. We detected that he drives stream within the old. Now it's telling me to use a different stream ID. All right, let's go ahead and try to do that again. Anyway, folks, before I go to the other video, any new caller wants to call in to make any mention before I go to the new video, please feel free to do so. Lines open for 2 minutes. Go ahead and do so if you want to do so. 281-823-7747. Again, 281-823-7747. New caller. Come on in. All right. Let's see. If I don't get it in 30 seconds, I'm going for for the last video, which I think is gonna be apropos. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. All right, let's go ahead and get that video rolling. Para ver. Come on, mouse. Let's do it. Here we go. If you saw a kid on a ledge of a 5,000 meter drop, would you just mind your own business, or would you go ahead and try to do something about it? If you are watching, if you have the ability to stop an earthquake, would you stop it, or would you just let it happen because, well, you're minding your own business? I think it is time for us to look at what's happening, educate ourselves as far as what's happening, and do something about it. The first story that I want to cover today is what very few want to admit. But we had a great, from fundamentals, I'm not talking on a personal basis, because there's a lot of problems with our economy. There's no doubt about that. The income disparity, the wealth disparity, the bad distribution of wealth, all of that is true. Most of the money is going to the top. But the fundamentals of the economy that was given to Donald Trump was one that could thrive. We could have made the adjustments necessary that all people would benefit, because the changes that we would have made would have meant we would have taxed the rich. Yes, because the rich have been living on our backs for eons. And that is not some communist statement. That's just a statement of fact. The rich has been pilfering us with a smile. They have allowed us, or not allowed us, they have conned us into supporting policies that are not good for us. And we have people now that are really fighting back, as Howard spoke about before. Bernie Sanders and AOC are doing a great job going around the country. We have a lot of neoliberal Democrats talking about, are they the best messengers? In reality, yeah, they are. And they are the best messengers because they best represent not just Democrats, they best represent the working class. And the working class is comprised of cultural Republicans, those people that have no business being Republicans, but culturally they're Republicans, and Democrats, progressive Democrats, not neoliberal Democrats, progressive Democrats. So they are the best representation of the Democratic Party to go out there and sing those messages. Now, you have to ask yourself the question, why is it that the big, except for a small coverage by, let's say, some of our MSNBC hosts, why is it that it's not getting the coverage that it deserves? I don't know if you remember 2009, when the Tea Party movement started. What was interesting is that the media did everything to attempt to make that movement seem bigger than it was. Let me tell you, I was an integral part of there was a whole lot of Vance, who works for Obama, had a movement. It was a liberation movement that we worked on, and we would fly to DC often to work on this movement of people getting engaged. And we would go on the mall, the National Mall, and we would see all these cameras, ABC, CBS, NBC, with probably 30 or 40 Tea Partiers with your crazy hats and all of that on. And they would all have those those tight shots where when you see it on TV, you'll see 10 people in a shot screaming. And to the TV audience, it looked like there was a whole lot of people. But being there in real time, there were very few people. Coffee Party, we had a big event on the mall. I think it was 2010. And, we were supposed to bring in about 6,000 people. But we got a snowstorm, and on the day of the event, it only brought in about 1,000 people. And we're on the West Mall, and we have everything set up. No media showed up for what the Coffee Party did as a count, and this particular action was a people's speaking action. Nobody showed up. I see the repetition in what we're seeing today. We get a whole lot of people out there fighting for America. My friend was out there near Sugarland when Tim Walz and Beto O'Rourke was out there. She had over 1,000 people out there, protesting, listening. And all throughout the country, we had thousands of people protesting. And you look at your general purpose news, you don't see the amount of people that are doing it. And except for Rachel Maddow and a few others, it is almost as if it's not happening. Well, when we tell you that the media has an effect on your democracy and policy, that is what I'm talking about. If Americans don't know that Americans are fighting for their freedom, if Americans don't know that Americans are out there fighting for their Medicare, their Medicaid, their SNAP, their Social Security, and their leave of their work leave, and all. If Americans don't know that, then it has a tendency for people who are not in the know to throw their hands up and say, "Well, things are never going to change." I want to let you know that your American brothers and sisters are out there, and they are out there educating themselves about the fraud that's occurring in our national politics. And they're also out there participating in making sure that people know what's happening.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.
If you saw somebody, so I am back. I am back. I was fiddling with Substack, and I think we finally got Substack online as well. I don't understand what happened. I think they had an issue with IDs, and I think I got that fixed, and it looks like we're on. So for our Substack folks, we're back now. Unfortunately, if you're just joining us from Substack, you kind of missed the two videos. But remember, at the end of the program, we process the videos, and you can go ahead and listen and watch the podcast on Substack as well. All right, let's see what else have we got here. Lee the Bearcat says E2247. That is probably good news for Colombia. Then the university doesn't owe them. Hey, here's the thing. Donald Trump just placed China 34% tariff. The European Union 20% tariff. Japan 24% tariff. India 26% tariff. Brothers and sisters, look, all of this is happening in real time under the assumption that this charlatan doesn't change anything. Math is absolute. If those tariffs remains, I want you to walk into a Walmart store today. Look at every product being sold in your Walmart. Turn it around. Turn it around. Sorry about your bad day, AVQ. If I can be of any help behind the scenes, give me a call. We can talk. All right. Here's the deal. Go to your Walmart. Turn around each item. Look at where that item is made. Do that for things that you buy from China all of the times. And please go back in a month, in a couple months, and see the price again. Here is what I want you guys to understand. Tariffs are a way to impose a sales tax, what in Europe they call a VAT, on a value-added tax on the middle class. Remember, it's not a progressive tax. It is a regressive tax. It means if you are a lower paid worker, you pay a larger percentage of taxes. That is how Donald Trump gets away with saying that he's going to give a tax cut without raising taxes. But worse, he's screwing his people by having them pay higher prices for their products, and those higher prices go directly into the government. And then he takes that money and pays it as tax cuts to Americans, to the rich Americans. I need you guys to understand that this is grand theft. This is grand theft. All right? These guys created a policy that encourages for American companies to outsource. As American companies outsource, they have tariffs real low. And now to purportedly get Americans to build more factories in the United States, they charge you, not the corporations, they charge you with the higher prices to pay for it. This is simple math. And I hope more people like myself and the news media will be out there telling the story to let it be known that the people that are raising your prices is the Trump administration in order to give tax cuts to wealthy people. Get ready. Your prices for goods, your grocery prices are going up. Wait, I didn't see Mexico. Anybody saw what the Mexico is? Because that is the biggest part for grocery stores. But Americans, this is who you hired, a thug that is going to use smoke and mirrors to build his own constituents. This is going to hurt MAGA more than it hurts anybody else. I repeat, this will hurt MAGA more than it'll hurt anybody else. And watch what's going to happen as we move on. Anybody wants to talk about this, give me a call. 281. Oops, I don't have the phone on the line. Give me a call. 281 823 7747. Again, that number is 281 823 7747. When has Liberation Day meant that it's liberating you from your own money? That's what it's doing. Liberation Day is liberating you from their hard earned dollar. Let's remember that. Give me a call, 281 823 7747. I don't have any more videos, but I do have another topic. But I would much rather hear from you. 281 823 7747. This is shameful. It's actually worse than I thought it was going to be. It is actually worse than I thought it was going to be. This is going to hurt Americans. This will hurt Americans. And you know why? Because the private sector never pays for anything. It always resolves on you, the American people. Always on you. So let's be clear here. Give me a call, 281 823 7747, if you'd like to discuss this further. If you're on Substack, let me see if they're what we got here. Do you think MAGA will turn on Trump, or will they continue to defend him? The thing is this. If you listen to his speech right now, I'm reading stuff. They have a tendency to believe it. They have a tendency to believe him. But even MAGA has a critical point. And I'm not talking about the crazies. I'm talking about the people who just think his policies are good. And I think they will eventually turn. Stacy, that's from Stacy Carrier. We don't have to ask that question. If you take a look at what happened in Florida, a large percentage of them have already turned on him. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, that's the only question I see in Substack. All right, folks, I'm waiting for a call. 281 823 7747. 281 823 7747. MSNBC have it as Trump unveils expansive new tariffs, and they try to claim it's retroactive. Again, remember, we are the country that exploits the natural resources of most third world countries, right? So naturally, well, I'm not going to go into the economics of that, but naturally, they have to protect certain parts of their industry because of ourselves. But again, all of this will be paid by all of us. I noticed they don't have Canada and Mexico in here yet. I've got to see what those are before I talk about it. But give us a call, 281 823 7747. Let me see what else we got in here. Let me go to the clan here. Let's go up here. Breaking news. Elie Mystal has sparked controversy by suggesting that all laws prior to 1965 should be discarded. questioning the relevance of laws created by old white males. I don't know why that's a controversy, really. What he's saying is those other laws weren't passed democratically. Is he wrong? Is he wrong? I don't think so. Let's see what else we've got here. Uh, Calling in, we've got uh, reciprocal from Eric. Reciprocal tariffs level playing field now. Is there? No, that's junk. You don't know what you're talking about as usual. Paul Fleming says in Haiti, U.S. politicians forced the government to bring down tariffs on foreign goods, allowing American farmers to export crops cheaply. That made it expensive for Haitians to eat food grown domestically. That was done under the Clinton administration, Paul Fleming. They are the ones that caused the crisis in Haiti. A lot of people don't know that, but that's what happened. All right, let's see what else we got here. Uh, the myth of redemptive violence fuels the engine that is MAGA and the Christian nationalists. It is the current frame of the Babylonian myth. Oh, good one. Never heard of that. Anyway, folks, if we don't get any callers because of my voice, I will shut things down a bit earlier, about 10 minutes earlier. So you have about 2 minutes to call 281 823 7747. Again, that number is 281 823 7747. I'm going to wait another minute. Give me a call. And otherwise, I'm going to shut her down after my ask. Come on in. You got another 30 seconds. 281 823 7747. Okay, let me go ahead and go for my ask. Folks, please consider supporting the program. We make sure to come here with facts, and you can go ahead and do that by becoming paid subscribers of our newsletter. That subsidizes our books. It subsidizes all our articles, our letters to the editor, all these things that we do to keep the progressive message going. You can do that by going to politicsdoneright.com/newsletter, politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. All right, let's see. Egberto, read up on Abe Sue and Tamar on their son Marduk. You will learn the Babylon myth. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, Patrick. Anyway, we got to get out of here. Please support the program. Go to politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. Love you all. Thank you for being here. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. And you guys know how I end this baby. I am what? What am I? Out.
Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right. Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is politics done right.